What's up, guys? Welcome to Vlogmas Day 18. As you can see, it is the nighttime, so I haven't done any filming all day today. It is ooh, there's some stuff on my floor. I don't want him to get. Oh, it's better. So currently I am making this for the dog. Yeah, for the dog. So there's no seasoning, no nothing on it, because he can't have anything on it, and it's just a plain old breast. I was thinking I should put it in the pressure cooker, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna do it like, goodness, this dog's been driving me nuts all day, and here I am cooking him like a full course meal right now. It's gonna have brown. Back, if you thought your nerves were bad or we're hearing screaming, literally this gets me like anxiety right now, like all day, because he does that all day out of nowhere. So I just put that in. It said to put it on 350, and I'm doing that. Next, I've got to prepare our food. So I'm gonna make a wrap with girls, ladies, this dog, some marinated veggies. So we're gonna do that. I'm cheating my way out of tonight because I'm late per the usual. Yeah, and then I was looking for like a low carb icing to go with this, to make like, I think they call them whoopie pie, but it's called, my mom calls them bombs. So I don't know. A whoopie pie is just like 2 cookies with like an Oreo, but a soft one. I also have Kevin with me today, but he's working late tonight. It's just so Kendall, I'm not gonna answer your questions because I think you want it from the male and the female perspective, so I'm gonna save it, and hopefully he'll get home at a decent time, and if he doesn't, we'll save it for tomorrow's video. So I don't want you to feel like we ignored it or anything like that. It wasn't that. It was just that he went to work late, and during the day he was looking for his VA stuff for his claims, and I was working, so we didn't have time. We discussed the questions, we had our answer, but we just didn't have time to sit down and film it. So we're definitely gonna get to it, because to be quite honest, in the beginning of our relationship, I was going through that with him. So it was interesting to see his perspective now that he's not, you know, where can I put you guys? Hopefully you don't fall. Last time you fell out of here and I was like screaming. You know, hearing his perspective now that he's older, you know what I'm saying? Because if you would have asked him, like I said, girl, some of these questions you would have asked him when we were in our 20s. Let me tell you. But yeah, now they, do I just need one? Hold on, I'm gonna do one and see what happens. Because my son don't be eating anything. Oh, that smells good. So I wanted you to hear his side of the story and kind of talk about what happened before. So yeah, girl, I'm excited for that. Today's outfit is brought to you by my grandpa. The Bill Cosby look, you know what I mean? And I had my grandma's ring on earlier, but I do not cook, and I especially don't touch meat with jewelry on. So that's that. After, hopefully this comes out how I envision it. It's supposed to have feta cheese in it, but I can't do cheese because of lactose, and honestly it's only gotten progressively worse as I've gotten older, so it hurts really bad when I have it. So I kind of try to avoid dairy, even though like I love dairy. All this started when I was 28. Like my lactose issues and all that started when I was 28. My daughter came out with them. Today it's been kind of just like us working and him getting stuff together for the VA, and that's what we do. I filmed with Kimana in the morning, a morning routine for her channel, and she has made a Patreon, so I would love for you guys to go and support her on there. We plan on doing a lot of behind the scenes footage for her channel because she created that. So once I get her link, I will link it down below so that you guys can check her out. And what else? I guess that's about it for the day, really. I have my first bill of January 2020. That's wild. I can't believe it. 2020 is so important to me because it is both of my kids' birthday. They were both supposed to be born on the 10th, and they both came on the 20th, and I thought that was like crazy. So I would say between the 8th and the 10th. I think let's go with the 10th, but they both came on the 20th. So that 2020 is important to me. Not only 2020 because both of my kids, but my daughter will be 20. So whoa, like, wow, it's crazy. Like seeing her little face when she was a baby, I never like projected so far into the future, and here we are like approaching 2020. Like she was just a little 2000 baby, like he was just a little 2003 baby, and now Lord, yeah, that's crazy. I'll be back after these messages. I would have Wolf talk to you during my brief intermission, but he is such a bad person to talk to sometimes. He just be like, oh, the whole time. So I'll just be back after these messages. Listen to a little bit of what's going on. I tried to make icing in a little bowl, and I had to call Kimana.
You yelled so loud. I literally jumped up so high. I had headphones on, and I was like, oh my god, someone's dying.
Yeah, and this is how it looks. And some fell down the side, so I got to pull it out.
Is this sugar?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
you just pulled this out.
Yeah. So this is my masterpiece, and it don't even look like icing yet.
It looks like I mean, you can probably like mix it with your hand now.
I don't know. I'm just gonna.
I'm not. You didn't even do it on the lowest setting. You did it on the highest setting.
No, it was on the low, isn't it? Wasn't it?
Why was it going so fast then?
Because it wasn't in that bowl.
Oh.
So tell him what she said that she heard, like. She heard me through her headphones.
Yeah, I heard it through my headphones, and I thought someone was dying.
Yeah, and I was just like, help.
She looked so stressed out. And Wolf was just like, he still looks confused. I mean, he's happy right now, but he still looks confused.
He's like, I just want whatever's in that bowl.
It's icing.
Oh my gosh.
It tastes good.
Fail. Womp, womp, womp.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, now I have to clean. I'm mad.
I'm here for you.
Hello, you guys. This is our second time recording this because file corruption. So we are answering Kendall's question, and it was, should have already had this pulled up, y'all. But
how do you feel about your husband or wife or spouse going out 3 or 4 times a week and
hanging out at bars for sometimes periods of 6 or more hours? And if not, please advise why, and if you think it is okay, please elaborate as well. So I feel like going out that many times a week is questionable, just because it's not leaving a lot of time with family, you know what I mean, and with your significant other. you think about it, you're at work for 40 hours a week, and it's in the right smack in the middle of the day. It's not like, you know, the first few hours are work, and then you have the middle of the day, and then you have the evening. It's not like that. It's like right in the center of the day. So you wake up, and then like the rest of the day is for work. It's evening, and that's when it's family time. But I do agree that people need to have time to themselves, but I feel like that amount of time is excessive, especially having more than 6 hours at a time, 3 to 4 days a week. That just seems like a lot. It would make me question, like, why wouldn't they want to spend that time with me? Why wouldn't they want to be around me that amount of hours? And what's out in the streets that either I'm not providing or that you're seeking when you're out? I feel like there has to be some kind of compromise for stuff like that. Not saying to completely cut that person off from being able to go out as often, just coming to some kind of agreement, because I think that it would play with my psyche that, like, if he was like, I want to go out 3 to 4 times a week and for that many hours, it's not even that I think he would be doing anything. It just would be like, why don't you want to spend time with me? Like, what about our time? Because that means, like, if you're spending that amount of time, you're more than likely not coming home for that long or at all, and then you're just going straight to the bar, you know? So then where does that leave our time together? You know what I mean? So there's so many outside forces already taking up our time together, and to me, adding something else is, you know, it would make me wonder, like, why don't you want to be around me? And he literally, like, we do owe each other, and like when we're not together, we're always calling each other and like staring at each other's face. But so I think it would be weird. But anyways, I'm sorry, you can go ahead.
No, go ahead. You
So I just think it would just cause an alarm for me, just basing it off of how we are right now. And then if you were just to be like, I'm going out. But back in the day, he used to go out a lot, and it caused us a lot of issues in our relationship. We had a lot of chats over that, because not only was it affecting just us spending time together, I'm not gonna lie, I was jealous because I was pregnant and I couldn't go out. So I was jealous that he was always going out, and I'm like, what about me? And why don't you want to be around me and the baby? Even though the baby wasn't here, but I'm like, why don't you want to be around me and the baby? And he would just be like, I need to blow off steam, I had a hard week at work, and that's understandable. But I'm like, I want my time too. And I'm like, I told y'all, I'm a needy bitch. Like, I want all his time, all his attention, all everything. So there's not like, he doesn't have time for anything. It's just me. See the sun radiating, just me all day. And then there was a period of time where I was doing that, and when it was like I was much older and I was doing that, and I was going out every night and I was coming home to him drunk. So we've had those periods where we each had that and we weren't together, and hindsight is 2020. Like, we never really went out together. And didn't we go out together?
No, we did. We started going out together.
No, but I mean, like, in the younger, well, I didn't go out. When I was a mom, I was like, I mean, I'm still a mom, but when I was in mom mode and like raising my kids, I was
she didn't want to go
1000% mom mode. Yeah, and I think that's part of it, is just because growing up, my mom went out a lot, and I didn't feel like I was in that priority, but I didn't understand mom time. I didn't understand like the pressures. I was a kid, but I just saw my mom always was leaving to go out to clubs and going to Long Beach and doing her thing, which, you know, hindsight again is 2020. She needed that time away. Like, she was working, she had a family, and it's stressful. But when I was looking at it, I was like, she's always going out and she doesn't want to be around me. So when I had kids, I wanted to make sure they never felt that way. You know what I'm saying? So I always made sure that I was at home with him. But so it wasn't totally on him, it was just my preference a lot of time. But once they got older and they were like, you know, I think 11 and 13, 14, 15 at the time, I started going out myself. And then I was wilding, y'all, like, yeah, calling him, drunk dialing him all night long and harassing him. And yeah, it was crazy. It was definitely crazy. So I'm gonna let him speak because I already spoke a lot.
Well, she was being responsible. She called me and she's like, she needed to pick up. And
well, you gotta say how you feel about the question first before we get into that part.
Oh, I was just trying to address that.
Oh, okay, okay,
like
okay.
You just drunk down and all that stuff. But you know, she was actually being responsible. She called me when her and her friend was our actual neighbor at the time. They were both moms. You know, I can totally understand that they needed time away. You know, she had her children. You know, of course, me, my wife, and I have our children, and they needed time away and going out, having fun, having a few drinks.
I tried to bring him though.
Yeah, she did. And then she's being responsible, things like that. Then she called me when there was things. Hey, we need to get picked up. Okay, cool. And I'll be down there. It'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay,
he
cool.
He is so cool. Like,
yeah, I mean, to me, it was like safety.
He didn't say like nothing. He was just like, "I'll be there." That's all he said, and I was like,
yeah.
Like I didn't know how he was gonna take it because we were loud and obnoxious. We were drunk off our asses.
That was fine.
And it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And did you have to work the next day or did we go on a weekend? It was my friend's birthday. I just remember that.
I think it was. I'm not sure.
It could have been a week. I believe it was a weekend because I believe her kids were not at home that weekend. Yeah. So I think it was a weekend, but still, you know what I mean? If you're in a deep sleep and then all of a sudden your loud and obnoxious wife calls you like, "Baby, come pick me up," and you're like, you could have been like, "Bitch, get a cab." But
I mean, back in the day, I had to get a cab. You know?
He could have been like that, but also I was cheap, so.
Yeah, I totally understand. Once you, I mean, it's not the Uber and Lyft. I mean, we had Uber and Lyft back then too, but still, it's costly.
It was in its like infancy, and I mean, we hadn't used it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's costly.
Either way, it adds up, and I just was like, you know, I'd rather use my $7 in gas than
$7 in gas,
$42. Actually, we're coming up the mountain, so I don't know how much that
shit
was.
We lived on top of a mountain, so every time
when we lived in Chula Vista, it probably would have been like $20-$30, but when we moved, it was probably gonna be a lot more. Exactly. But anyways, thank you so much for trying to address that, even though I didn't care what people thought of me.
Not even like that. It's like, I know you don't care, but I know, you know.
I'm grown.
Yeah, I know you're grown. But
no, I see. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. All right. So now you have to address the question at hand.
How do I feel about going out, what was it, 3 to 4 times a week?
For periods of 6 or more hours.
6 or more hours. I mean, to me, that's like she said, that's a little excessive. I understand, like, you need time, a way to blow some steam and go out and have your alone time, but also I would, you know, say break that up, you know, have, you know, half of your time but also half with your spouse or significant other, so they know that they're not being left out, and go from there.
Pardon me, his hoes always blowing up. I'm just kidding.
But go and so they know they're not being left out. So I mean, it's a little bit excessive to me.
What would you say is an acceptable amount of time, like per week or per month, to go out without me?
I would say, I mean, I would say once or twice a month. I'll be fine. Going out once or twice a month. You need that time, you know.
He doesn't take time by himself. We're like weird. So we like to go out together. We do definitely need to find that space and things like that. I used to, when we lived in, what was it, Alpine, I used to go to the little casino up the street. And mind you, I mean, when I became legal of age, I had no intention really to go to any casino or anything like that. So I would go there and play. And there was the times when we hit up a buffet. We'll have Fridays and we will have time together. Once or twice a month is doable. I feel like, honestly, like, we're the type of people that we're like, because you go to the club and it's like $18 for 2 shots, and then you do another 2 shots, and then, you know what I mean, you're at $36, and I would just rather buy the bottle, and we would stay home and we would do shit at home together, because it was just, number one, it was safer, and you once you get, you know, intoxicated, you swipe your card a lot more, and you don't realize that you're doing it. You just keep on like, yeah, let's have a good time, swipe, swipe. And so at home, we just pass out at home on the floor or wherever, and we do whatever, you know, we want. But always call me after the club. This is the thing about us, like, we're always calling each other, but he always called me after the club. We did it again.
Yeah, we did it again. We turned off, but we start getting into a tangent.
I know, we always do this. But anyways, back to the lecture at hand. I don't think I would feel very good about my significant other going out to that degree. Like, that's a lot to me, a lot. And we would really have to sit down and talk and figure out, like, what is a good compromise between the two of us, because we're the kind of couple that for the most part do it, like, those type of things together. And then on top of that, like, as I mentioned last night, marriage and marijuana, they're another couple.
YouTuber couple.
And they spend a lot of their time together, and they get lifted together, they do everything together. So that's kind of how ours was, but it was with drinking because he couldn't smoke because he was in the military. So I would do it all and he would just do one. But
responsibly now, responsibly.
I tell you guys, when I drink I get a little slutty, you know what I'm saying? So he knows.
She is something else.
So I don't think he would want me out all those hours drinking.
That's it. You can tell I'm the conservative and she's the liberal. Quotations.
Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, both my parents were pretty liberal, so
Yeah.
If he would have been raised in a household like mine, he would be. I mean, he was slutty too. You kissed me back. You could have been like, yo.
Talk about when we met. So.
Anyways, yeah, I think it's excessive. I think it's too much.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to handle it personally. I mean, to each their own. Some people would be perfectly fine with somebody hanging out to that degree at a bar, but I don't, because first of all my monies would be going there. And I mean, if you got it like that, then hey, I can't say anything about that.
You swiping your card at that bartender and dropping the tips in the jar, that stuff adds up. At the end of the night, you're like, damn, what? You look at your bank account, you're like, whoa, what happened?
Now, in real life, I'm stingy, but in my drunk life, like, I'm too generous.
You're not thinking about your pockets are just bleeding out, and you're not realizing, oh my God, I'm losing a lot.
But as a man, would you feel secure with me going out that amount of time?
No, I wouldn't be happy about it at all.
What would you say to me in that situation?
Like, hey, what do you need to be out there that much? Like, you know what I mean?
I was like, I want to have fun.
Well, I mean, have fun within reason. Because
but I'm like just out having fun. He's probably like, I already know you, girl. You ain't out. You gonna have too good of a time. You need to stay your ass at home. So, it's wild. I just feel like I would wonder, like, why he wouldn't, he or she, whatever, wouldn't want to invite me out and spend that time with me. Like, we can go to the bars and have fun together, because, you know what I mean? I like to go to bars. I don't know how to play pool properly, but, I mean, I do it this, like, nice hood style, but I still have fun with it, you know what I mean? My friends always try to teach me how to play pool the right way, but I have adapted the way that I play now, so it's just, I do it
always having fun.
Yeah, I mean, I shoot darts with my cousin. We would be at the bar. Like, I do all that stuff, so I'm fun at the bar, shoot. But I would wonder, honestly, because that's more than half the week. I would honestly be like, why wouldn't you want to spend that time with me? Why wouldn't you want to be at the bar with me every now and again? You know what I mean? That's just a lot. And hold on, let me clip this. My vote is it's too excessive, and I can't do it. I really can't. I cannot handle that amount of time out. Even if it was once a week, I think that would be straight, but 3 to 4 times a week, you're spending most of your week out, and you need to be with me, bruh. So bring your ass home. Anyways, you guys, we just get all off track, but just get to know us just to love us, you know what I'm saying? So thank you so much for spending your minutes with us. If no one told you today, we love you, and be the light that you want to see and give the love you want to receive, and please okay, please don't hesitate to hit that like button and subscribe button and join in the family, because we would love to have you here, and he's crazy. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. And Kendall, these were for you. I hope we answered your question in the way that you wanted.
Yeah, this is him. He's down here.
See, this is, you know, when you have a toddler and you're like, oh, I hope they go to sleep so that I can do X, Y, and Z. Well, that's how we feel about wolf paths. Oh my god. Okay. So, I guess we're gonna let you go because he's not gonna let us do anything else other than look into his eyes and breathe his air. So, we love you guys, and we will see see you tomorrow for Vlogmas. Well, actually, we're gonna have to see you later on today because I have to do 2 videos now. So we're gonna see you later on today. So when I'm wearing this again, you know why? Because we have to do 2 videos in once over the corruption of my files. So yeah, you guys, Vlogmas, we're almost done.
Whoa. Okay, get down. Oh, you're really getting irritated. What are you doing?
Bye.